To cook this meal, you will need all of these ingredients ready to go.
Hi everyone, so my name is Chris MacAdam. I'm with Ava, my daughter. We're celebrating good food, and we're in the kitchen this morning. We have nothing really else to do. We're kind of under lockdown, so we're having some fun with cooking and wanted to welcome you to our first ever cooking show. We have a new channel, and as always, I'm going to tell you, you'll hear a lot about this. Thank you very much for subscribing. Thank you very much if you subscribe. We appreciate all your comments, likes, and we really want to start off with that. And for today's show, Ava?
All right, well, what are we cooking today?
Oh, we had a good day, so we're using up a lot of different things that we've cooked over the last week because we want to make sure we use everything. We want to use up our scraps. So today Ava and I decided to go with some international stuff. So we're going to make the traditional mulligatawny soup, one of my personal favorites. And so we've got all the ingredients here. As we go through the ingredients, I'll explain a little bit about it. But yeah, so we're going to make mulligatawny soup, and then we're going to make a beautiful leftover ham that we had. We cut it down, and we're going to make a little bit of a ham sandwich. So we're going to do mulligatawny soup, ham sandwich, and we'll have a nice lunch there. So as always, when we start off in the kitchen, we want to make sure good personal hygiene is at the forefront, our number one. Obviously, personal hygiene is the best place to start. Then after that, we'll keep food safety in mind, because we always want to make sure we keep everything nice and clean as we work through this. So today is a fun day. Today is a really fun day. We're going to start our soup off, and really the best way to make soup, to start off a soup, a little bit of fat in the pan. So if you want to bring the camera over, we can take a look here. What we're doing, we're just add a little bit of butter. We're going to coat the bottom of our pan, and what that's going to do, it's going to allow us to saute our vegetables, cook our vegetables, give them a little bit of flavor and build on that. I want to also say, since this is a kid-friendly show, that kids out there, make sure you talk to your parents before you handle any equipment in your kitchen, including knives or heat or any of that stuff, okay? So what we have here, Ava, is a beautiful start to any soup. It's what we call, it's a French word called mirepoix. Mirepoix is basically diced carrots. I've got chopped up onions and celery. And those three ingredients, those three vegetables, are what traditionally we use for what's called mirepoix. Once I get my soup pot hot enough, I've got the fat inside melting, the butter. I'm going to add a little more because it looks like I may need just a touch more in there. I'll get that going. And now I see that that's starting to do its thing. We're certainly going to add our mirepoix in this soup. And when you hear that sound, that is a beautiful sound. That's the sound that is going to create goodness for your family. I know it's challenging times out there. A lot of people are stuck home, not much to do. But you certainly can tune into our channel. We're planning to have more of these, learn how to cook soups and learn how to make different dishes. And it might branch out from there, but we're having a lot of fun with it. My daughter and I, and we're going to continue. So.
Well, it already smells really good.
It's starting to smell good, Ava. I like it.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm pretty good on the butter. I'm going to remove that from my display here so that we keep it fairly easy as we go. Now I've got that going on. I'm letting that saute in there. That's a really nice scent coming out of there. Let it do its thing. Now I traditionally like to work clean. So what I mean by that, I won't just put this down. I'll always put it on a surface just to keep it off the counter space. Now that sound is one of the ones I love. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to take this cloth, we're going to go into the oven here, I'm going to check my rice. Because with the power of television and the power of internet or YouTube, I'm able to actually speed up the process. Now this handle is extremely hot. Kids, again, if you do have a parent around, maybe ask them to help you make the rice. But if you're alone, leave it to the parents, okay? So what we have here is I pre-cooked it. It's basmati rice. It's an integral ingredient. It's an integral ingredient into our mulligatawny soup. Okay? So, do you know where mulligatawny soup comes from, Ava?
No, I don't actually.
It's interesting. And we'll have another episode of international soups. I think this is a great way to start. This is traditionally an Indian soup.
I feel like, didn't you say something about like making Canadian soup or something?
Yeah, so down the road, I saved a little bit of ham. I want to make our national Canadian soup. That might be in episode 2, so stay tuned. Right now, back to episode 1. Want to make sure I got my rice here and give a little look at the rice. That is a cooked rice, folks, all right? That's cooked. While it's doing its thing, I'm certainly going to come over here. What I like to do with rice is get it off the heat as fast as possible. I'm just going to give that a little stir. That's really doing its thing, and that could fog your camera up. That's one of those camera foggers, that guy. So what we'll do, we'll put this rice in here now. Okay, that comes out a few taps. Look at that, few taps, and it comes out just right. So that was made using the chicken stock from last night's supper. Now, this was last night's supper. This was not a wasted carcass of a bird. What we did there, we roasted it and we made a nice chicken stock. I split the chicken stock and cooked some of the rice with it. Also, now we're going to use the rest for this soup. So we're using basically 100% of our products, okay? Let that go. That's just doing its thing. Oh, I can hear it getting happier and happier. Now what we're going to do? Yeah.
That looks like oil.
Which?
The broth.
It's not oil.
It looks like oil.
It's not. It's butter. It's chicken stock. So I'm putting a little bit of butter into my rice now. I do that because I want to make sure it keeps the rice sort of nice and fluffy and coated. It's a Monte au beurre, we say in French. So I'm giving a little bit of a Monte du beurre au riz. So this is a beautiful thing. Hi everyone, again, we just want to see this. I want to bring you over to the rice here. I want to mention one thing. You see how I'm using sort of a thin pan? I'm doing that on purpose because I really want to make sure that I cool my rice once I get it out of the oven fairly quickly. I don't want to overcook the rice, okay? So this is basmati rice. This is traditionally an Indian grain, a long grain. This is mulligatawny soup, traditionally an Indian soup, okay, national Indian soup. Now I'm putting it back on the heat. My oven's still hot. Guess what I got? My favorite bread, French baguette. I am going to mix the international, make it a little more nationalities involved, but French baguette going in the oven. All right, so while that's doing its thing, this is getting ready, getting happy, okay? This is my favorite part. My ingredients. I'll take off the covers, my salt and pepper. I'm gonna have fun. Now, bring this down, bring the camera down, Ava. Let me see this. This is apples. In many of my kitchens in the past, because we always trying to use 100% of everything we have. We would find out, fruit would be starting to get ready to go spoil or go bad. So what we would do is cut them up and add them into our mulligatawny. So melons and pears and peaches and that sort of thing is okay. They can all go into the soup. Traditionally we use apple.
Like fruit?
Fruit.
Go into soup?
Fruit, 100%.
Cool.
So right inside, bloop, in you go. Get all happy in there.
Wow, quite the mixture.
Yeah, now we've got some fruit. And believe it or not, apples and celery do extremely good things when they get together. So we got those going. Now we're going to bring the camera down. We're going to have a little more fun. We're going to start adding a bunch of ingredients fairly quick because we're letting this thing build. We're building our flavors. Folks, I want you to take a look at this. This is curry, okay? The best curry you can get is what you will want to use. You want to make sure you use the best curry that possibly you can get. I'm using a really nice powdered curry, which I got from a small little store in Montreal that totally, every time I go there, the first thing I do is go get this curry because I restock. So that's going into my soup, and I do that now just to kind of cook it out, to give it a little aroma, essence. I'm going to bring out those flavors, and traditionally curry is one of those ones that under a little bit of a heat, a quick bit of heat, it will soften itself up and become nice and mellow. And so that's what I'm doing there. I got my curry, clean up my station. Now, chicken. So simple. This is a chicken, it's already been cooked. We cooked that yesterday. It's leftovers from last night's supper. So instead of getting rid of it or using it in other ways, I decided I'm going to make a soup with this. So it's going in now as well. Okay, so I'm just going to drop that in. The soup, and now the fully cooked, already cooked chicken is inside. I'm going to give that a little stir. I don't want to work it too much because I'm really trying not to break the chicken up too much. I really gave it a little bit of a pull yesterday, but that's as far as I kind of wanted to take that. Oh, that's starting to smell good.
Oh, it smells so good. The seasoning makes it really good.
So now
the curry, I guess.
I'm letting this go. It's still on a medium heat. I'm layering the flavors. As you can see, I started with butter. I added the mirepoix, the celery, carrots, and onions. And then I get the curry powder in there. I'm giving that some leveling of love. And then I'm adding in the chicken. Okay, so now what I'm gonna add is a little bit of this flour. What this will do, just sort of coat the vegetables. It's gonna coat everything. It might pick up a little bit of color. It'll pick up a little bit of the flavor, but it will also thicken my soup just to the right point that I'm looking for. Okay, so now we're going in with the flour. It's just a little bit now. It's nothing more than just a little bit. You'll see it's starting to steam up in here and get goodness. It's ready. That's telling me it's ready. Now I want you to listen to what's going to happen here when I add this. Take a listen. Little sear. That's what you want to hear. A nice little sear. That means your pan is picking up and making, in French, what we call fond. F-O-N-D. It's fond. Fond is the flavor that's going to make your soup traditionally stand out. It's all the little bits that pick up on the bottom. And we'll just make sure that it all comes off, but look at the color in that. Now we're going to turn the heat up. I'll turn the heat up. We're going to let it sit for 15 minutes. We're going to let it do its thing, get happy, and we'll come back. Got my favorite part on top of my favorite part. So double whammy. This is some cream. I'm a French style chef, so I don't care what it is, Indian or not. It's still going to get some of my love, and my love being cream. So I'm adding about a half a cup of heavy whipping cream into the mix. That's going to give it the consistency that I talked about in the beginning, why I added a little flour. So if you look there now, there's some nice color to that. It's just sort of added some of that richness. Now over here, we'll take this over here. I want to show you a little bit. Now I've got the rice, it's cooling. I got it where it wants. I'm going to use some of this rice today in our soup here, in our mulligatawny, but I'm also going to save a lot of this. I'm going to break it down into containers and I'm going to freeze it, because rice is one of those things that freeze extremely well. You can portion it up ahead of time for your family. You can make enough for a week, portion it up, freeze it down, and guess what? It thaws really nice too. So to add some healthy center of the plate, or some healthy options to your plate, remember, when you're making rice, make a little bit extra. Everybody's going to be a lot more grateful when they sit down and see a lot of rice on their plate. So make extra. That's my 2 cents. So now we've got our mulligatawny at what's called a simmer. So that's like the stage right before boil. So about 98 degrees. I just want to make sure that I'm just letting that simmer, do its thing, get happy. Go on, get happy. And we always sing a little bit like, oh, we're gonna sing a little Mulligatawny song.
Well, Dad, you play guitar and I play piano, and we just jam right out.
Jam. We're gonna make our own cooking video someday with a little bit of music in the background that we'll make ourselves, of course.
God. Okay.
Oh God, that's what my daughter says to me all the time. Oh God. All right. So what we're gonna do here, we get this going down. It's boiling. We want to bring it down to a simmer. So it got a little bit high on us. We're gonna bring it down. Now we're going to just season our soup for the last bit because it's been sitting here 15 minutes. It's got it doing its thing. It's got happy. I'm gonna now just finish it with my black cracked pepper. I really traditionally love to crack my own. That's gonna finish off our soup. And of course, a touch of salt. This is Mediterranean sea salt. How fitting. I'll add a little bit of that. And finally, the last thing I'm gonna add over here, some rice. I'm only adding it now because I really don't want to overcook the rice. I'm just sort of adding it and turning the soup off because this rice is hot already. It is already cooked. It's already seasoned. It's ready to rock and roll. And I'm using the ladle because I'm ready to go. Ultimately, there it is. And she is in her glory.
For our second meal, you will need all of these ingredients ready to go and well prepared.
We're gonna make our mix for our sandwich. So basically, I've taken leftover ham. I've run my knife through it to give it a sort of a semi-coarse chop, and I wanted to bring it down because I'm going to actually combine some other ingredients to it to make it sort of a bound salad. So it's going to be ham, and this is Canadian ham. I'm using Hellman's mayo in this. I know a lot of kids are frowning right now. Oh my heavens, he's adding relish.
Ew.
Trust me. Trust the chef. I've done this.
Not mustard.
I know, right? Yeah, we're gonna make it. Hey, you eat it on hot dogs, children. Hello.
I don't.
Well,
I don't.
guess what? And now, with your video work,
Oh, God.
you're gonna have to. All right.
Oh God, what did you put me into?
Now we're gonna season this. Look, it's nice and seasoned. Get my pepper. Oh boy, when you think you have enough, just a touch more. Salt. This is quite salty already. It's not gonna need much, just a little bit. Now we're gonna give it a little mix. Get
All right in there. That's gonna be filling your soup, your sandwiches.
Okay, I thought you meant that you were gonna like put the mustard like on the sandwich, like between the ham and stuff.
No.
And the relish. Because
No,
then
I
I
wanted
would
to-
have been like, oh God. But
I
now
agree.
this is actually kind of not that bad.
Right. So we're just working that, mixing it, working it, makes it more like a salad.
And for you slime lovers out there, this is kind of like when you have to mix slime because it's hard, you really have to work it.
That's right.
You have to do it for a good consistency.
That's right. All right. So now I'm gonna get my bread. I'll be back. We were all wondering what he's gonna do with that French bread. Was he just gonna slice it? No, we have to give it a chef's kiss. And what we'll do there, we've got this nice baguette. I put a slice into the side of it. So that's the top. I just cut a little slice in the side because now we're gonna fill it up with the goodness. Now we're gonna make it heavenly. And so here it comes. Are the kids out there still saying, I'm not eating that? There's no way. He put mustard, he put relish.
I mean, I'll try it,
You're
but
trying
I
it.
can't guarantee that I will like it.
Well,
And I don't know if the other children like me will like it, but
there we are. Have a look. That's your ham salad sandwich.
with mustard and relish and what is it, mayo, all of that stuff that kids don't like. Right, I'm gonna test his soup out. That is so good.
Good?
Yeah, the cream really like adds a good I don't really know. It just like it makes it
Je ne sais
really
quoi.
good. Je ne sais quoi. Thank you guys so much for cooking with us today. It was really fun. We hope to see you in our next video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications. Also, leave a comment down below if you put mustard on your hot dogs. We'd also like some comments of what else you want us to cook, because we need some video ideas. So we love you. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.